I was number 5 in a family of 6 children, growing up in the wilderness of Omaha, Nebraska. I'm going to skip over that for a moment. We're going to talk about risk and how one determines not only a self-assessment of how much willingness is there for you as an individual to take a risk. And there was a reason I started this podcast, the concept of what anchors there are that might be heavy anchors. Can be a good thing. An anchor can be about foundation, about grounding. In a broader metaphor, if you were on a fishing vessel and you drop anchor, if you found a safe shore and you drop anchor, that could be a good thing. But also this metaphor can apply to an anchor that holds you back. And those are part of those values or evaluations that you can make as you gain more understanding of, again, not only do you have a good idea to pitch that you'd like to bring to market or find support for financially. My name is Asia Scudder. I am the Executive Director of Art, Tech, and Innovation. So the first risk assessment, the tool, when you're meeting with somebody who's a near stranger or an acquaintance or new to an idea that you have to project, you want to build bridges between yourself and that idea. And that could be either a concept, it could be a business, it could be a product, it could be your own artwork or your music, a new line of thinking, a theory. So how good are you? This is the first question. How good are you at building bridges between a new idea that you may be sharing with a stranger, and that is through either storytelling, through research, through analysis, self-confidence. So there's several different sections that go with that sort of storytelling. And it's not fabricating a story, by the way. It's not making up a story. But it is about creating context for that person to be able to buy in enough to develop curiosity about what is your new strategy and what is your approach. Now, in the last podcast, we also spoke about the importance of recognizing where you stand financially in regards to your concept, your idea. And again, this is not about feeling self-pity or asking for pity from others, but to actually just be quite honest and frank with yourself about where do I stand financially? What are my resources? Do I have the personal resources to finance this idea or this concept? Do I have friends or family who are willing to be patrons or behind-the-scenes investors? Do I need to go out and take a gamble or a risk and sell the idea to a corporation or a company in a Shark Tank-like mentality? Do you want investors to be partial investors, or do you want them to have more than a 50% share or a stake in your idea and concept? Now, this brings up this third level of risk assessment, and this has to do more about this idea of trust and collaboration, and that your word is as good as a handshake. People put their name on a contract and say, yes, I will support you for 3 years or up to 5 years as you develop these ideas and these strategies. Or, I'm happy to be an investor for this period of time, and if things work out, this is great. So this idea of trust, so that you as a creator can relax into the project without feeling concerned or nervous or anxious that somehow you are going to have to do a payback midstream before you're complete in your work, whatever that project is. So you really want to have that hard-earned trust with anyone that you bring on board. All of these things are meant to align with the final outcome for your vision, so there aren't bumps along the road or challenges, but you don't want to become fixated on those challenges and let those be the things that sink your idea or your mission, and then you lose all your capital and you have to start all over again. So what you really want are those individuals around you who believe in you, who understand that there may be a 3 to 5 year process or a journey, and that some months may look better than others, so that your time and effort is best used to create the outcomes that you're looking for. Now, sometimes in these situations, I think about Olympic athletes who are already at the onset of training, showing signs of great athleticism in whatever category it is that they've chosen to compete in. So it could obviously be a myriad of things, right? But they are not yet Olympic athletes when they begin that journey. They are just showing those signs that they have that capacity to compete at that level of athleticism. And what they need are sponsorships, a core team of supporters for not only coaching, training, discipline, dietary needs, rest, health, etc., all these things. But they also need moral support and encouragement. And I think the same way about business. When you're starting a business, it's very much the same. You need a team of people, not only the people who are giving you dollars and investment in cash, but also those people who are going to be with you for that long stretch of training, those days where you're just not going to want to go forward anymore, and you talk to your best friend or your best advisor and they say, keep going, you're okay, just keep going. Or if there's a need for a pivot or a new training exercise, then those advisors have that objectivity to say, this is a good time now to make either a minor or a major objective change in focus. So as you establish these new rituals of looking around and seeing what are the skills, what are the aptitudes that I need to overcome any possible obstacle so that I can become closer to my objectives and have the achievement that you seek. So that just about wraps up podcast for today. And if you're interested in knowing more, please do feel free to contact me by email at arttechinnovation0. Next week, we are going to talk about timing. When is it a good time to launch your idea and your project? Thank you for tuning in, and feel free to listen to previous podcasts that you'll find here on this page.